It's a celebration. It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. Let's celebrate. Come on now. Let's celebrate. It's alright. Let's celebrate. It's alright. Everybody just have a good time. Party rockers in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time. It gon' make you lose your mind. We just wanna see you shake that.
Great job, everybody, of the event today, seeing all your smiling faces. And I just want to thank you all again for being here. My name is Kate Adelson. I work with the Virginia Sierra Club, and we are so glad that you have been able to come out here on this gorgeous day for such a great event. Thank you. So we have a great lineup of speakers here with us today. We are here to make sure that we have a good time first. But also to send a very important message. And that message we're sending to Dominion Power, the largest utility company in the state of Virginia, and to the State Corporation Commissioners of Virginia, to make sure that they know that Virginians appreciate the value of clean energy and that we want them to support investments in clean energy before any more fossil fuel power plants in this state. And this is just such a great crowd out here today. I'm so excited to see everybody. We have a great lineup of speakers here. We are going to have some folks talking to us about why it's so important for us to be here today. And to start that off is Glenn Besa. He is the director of the Virginia chapter of the Sierra Club. He has been working in the environmental movement for over 2 decades. Started out as a volunteer and came on his staff in 1996. Please welcome Glenn Besa.
What do we want? What do we want it? Woo! Okay, so when you came up today, I hope you signed 2 cards. One was a green card, one was a green card, and the other one's a blue card. Well, I want to talk about the green card. Green card. I want to talk about the green card. In that instance, it's a green card. Wow. Okay, so the green card is about the Obama climate legacy. The last 4 years, we've actually made some progress on climate without the help of the Congress. But we actually passed a rule to regulate mercury from coal-fired power plants, which had never been regulated before and is the largest source of mercury, which poisons our fish and poisons our children. So the reason that happened is because President Obama saw the need to bring controls over fossil fuels, and specifically in this case, mercury from carbon. Then we also got some significant increases in efficiency for our automobiles and reduction in carbon pollution from controls on automobiles. And so now our cars are so efficient that the state of Virginia had to raise the taxes on our cars. Whoa, what do you think about that? Okay, there's an old saying from organizers that goes this way. Some progressives walked in to see President Franklin Roosevelt, and they said, you know, we really need you to do this. And he said, well, you know, I agree with you, but Jim, you know, you've convinced me why I should do it. Now you got to go out there and make me do it, okay? So that's why we're here today. One of the reasons we're here today. We're here to make sure that President Obama knows we've got his back, and we'll push him if we have to, to do things right by the environment. We got some great rules out there right now. There's a rule proposed to reduce carbon from new power plants, new fossil fuel power plants. And we hope during this administration, we're going to convince the president to introduce regulations that will control emissions, coal emissions, and carbon emissions from old power plants. So that's why we're here today. One of the reasons we're here today, because we can't do it just in Virginia. In fact, we're going to need in Virginia a lot of help from the federal government. One other thing that's real important I'll mention too is that right now the new administrator of the US EPA, Gina McCarthy, is up for nomination. And you get a chance, you might want to call your senators Warner and Kane and let them know that we need Gina McCarthy. She's the one who was the head of the air division in the EPA the last 4 years who made these rules happen. And so we're really happy about that. So let me ask you, what do we want? Yeah. When do we want it? Now. Woo. Okay. I'm going to turn this over.
Thank you, Glenn. Next up, we have DeJuan Robinson, who is the Virginia Policy Coordinator for the Chesapeake Climate Action Network. Originally from Iowa, DeJuan holds a JD from Drake University Law School with a concentration in legislative practice and a BA from Iowa State University. DeJuan has long been an advocate for increased global warming awareness and a promoter of clean energy alternatives. Please welcome DeJuan.
Thank you very much for coming out. Beautiful, beautiful day. Good to see so many familiar faces. Really appreciate your time. We're here for an important reason. Because we want Dominion to wean themselves off of fossil fuels and on to clean energy. Now, they're not going to do it by themselves. They need a little help, a little encouragement, maybe a little push in the right direction. And so that's why we're here. A couple of weeks ago, I had a little downtime, and I was on the website for Fox Business Channel. Don't ask me why, but I was. But a headline really, really spoke to me, and I wrote it down so that I wouldn't forget it. The headline on this particular news article was, Dominion CEO warns against utility reliance on natural gas. Now, let me pause and let the irony of the moment sink in a little bit. Dominion CEO warns against utility reliance on natural gas. And the article goes on to quote the Dominion CEO, Tom Farrell, and says, if you want to see the price of natural gas rise, then replace our fleet over the next 20 or 30 years with more natural gas. You're going to regret it, quote unquote. That's Dominion CEO Tom Farrell on the progressive mainstream media Fox Business News Channel. Now, a couple of things could have happened. Either one, he is suffering from a severe case of amnesia and doesn't remember what he said. Or two, and what is likely is that they know the impacts of natural gas. They know the cost that's going to occur to you if the price of natural gas rises. They know the climate impacts that's going to come from over-reliance on natural gas. And they don't care. Because they want to pass the buck to you. They want you to pay for the cost. They want you to bear the burden. And that's why. And so that's why we're here, and that's why I'm here to say, no, we're not going to take it. And that we are not going to pay for your petty responsibilities. We want you to invest in clean energy like wind power that's going to power our state, that's going to power our planet, and it's not going to rely on fossil fuels that's going to increase our climate change and increase the public health problems that we're having here in Virginia. And if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to build any more plants, you can still get the cost to reap the benefits by simple efficiency measures. That's simple. There's no steel in the ground. There's nothing that you have to do by using less fossil fuels. You don't need to build a giant new power plant like Brunswick in order to power the future. Smart business, smart investments, and efficiency is what's going to get us there. Thank you very much.
DeJuan. Next up today, we have Ian Jordan, who works with Abacus Solar USA. They are an innovative solar developer, manufacturer, and installer since 1995 of the highest quality, most innovative photovoltaic systems on the market today. Ian is working to make solar easily attainable for every Virginian. Please welcome Ian.
Thank you. I forgot I started to clap for myself. You know, it's a hell of a day. It's a great day for solar. And, right, bright, it doesn't get any better than this. But I sit here and I think about what a difference a few years makes and how far solar has come as an industry all across the world, all across this country, in ways like the way it's powered. The efficiency of panels and modules have increased tremendously. The amount of solar that's installed is nearly doubled in just the span of 2 or 3 years, so we see progress. And this progress, what it means for everybody is jobs, clean energy, clean jobs, 2 million jobs out there, millions of more jobs that can be gotten. And so, progress, that's what I see, but I'm worried because we see the advancement all across the world. We see advancement here in this country, in places like Jersey, and really far away places like Maryland. But we sit here and we think about, what are we doing wrong? You know, what are we doing wrong? We're doing things like giving money away to people like Dominion that don't need it. Things, money that could have been used for programs like tax rebates, tax credits, loan programs. So we have squandered opportunity here in the state. But the good part is we understand there's a roadmap. There's a roadmap for things that are successful, things that are happening, things that are working. Solar, no matter what they tell you, solar and wind and all sorts of renewables, these things are, we understand them. We understand them. There's no doubt about that they can work, that they do work, and so any idea to the contrary is false. And so this is a message that people like Dominion and other utilities spread, but that's simply not the case. We understand it works. In fact, it works every day, sun up to sundown, reliable. And we need things like a renewable portfolio standard. You know, we have to have things that we invest in to get the state invested in. So I'm going to pass this on, but we leave here knowing and understanding, and hopefully they will get it soon because we're on the right side of this thing. So we got to keep up the fight, and we'll win. We are winning.
Great. Thank you so much, Ian. And they are a local Richmond business, I'd like for everybody to know.
Say it again.
They are a Richmond-based business, so with Abacus Solar. So thank you again. Last but certainly not least, we have Philip Ellis, who is a Northern Virginia field organizer for the Sierra Club's Beyond Coal campaign. Philip successfully led one of the Sierra Club's most high-profile campaigns to retire the Potomac River coal plant in Alexandria, Virginia, and now is a lead organizer on the campaign to move Dominion Virginia Power from dirty coal to clean energy. Please welcome Philip.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Who's ready to electric slide? Yeah, too bad you gotta listen to me for 3 or 5 minutes though before that, but we're gonna get to it, I promise. I just want to say how happy it makes me to see so many faces, because this idea for this event actually started with the volunteers, and it was their desire and their ability that actually made this day happen. If we're going to win this battle for clean energy, it will be your desire and ability to make this happen, because we sit at an incredibly unique opportunity. Just a few years ago, no one would have thought that coal would lose its stranglehold on the electric industry, especially here in Virginia and across the nation. Right? We have an opportunity to choose the energy that will power this country for the next 30 to 40 years. And those choices are being made today, now, in the next few weeks, in your backyard. And if we are going to make the right choice, it will be your desire and your ability that will make it happen. Because Dominion is actually retiring a significant amount of their coal fleet, right? But instead of using this wonderful opportunity to invest in what others had said here was Virginia-made solar, wind, and efficiency, what Dominion wants to do is they want to replace almost the entire coal fleet with natural gas, another fossil fuel for the next 30 to 40 years. So, Dominion wants to Dominion wants to build a $1.2 billion natural gas plant in Brunswick, even though it's publicly stated that it will not meet the modest efficiency goals set by the state. Dominion wants to build a $1.2 billion natural gas plant in Brunswick County, even though it has failed to build one single utility-scale wind or solar project here in Virginia. Dominion Virginia Power wants to build a $1.2 billion natural gas plant in Brunswick, even though IKEA, a furniture store, a lovely furniture store that we passed on the way down here from Northern Virginia, but a furniture store nonetheless, has built more solar power in Virginia than Dominion, the state's largest utility. It's ridiculous. So the State Corporation Commission is the regulatory body for Dominion Virginia Power. Their mission is to balance their interest with your interest. And I can tell you this, I've actually sat through, I'm one of the few who has sat through many of these meetings, and I can tell you at these meetings, the majority of the people participating in these meetings are Dominion executives, lawyers, and the businesses that abide by them. I can also tell you that, in fact, that the Attorney General's office, who's supposed to represent your consumer needs, is actually led by a guy who thinks that climate disruption is a hoax, which is another boo. So Sierra Club and our community partners have been participating in these hearings, but we need your help to win. So here's the punchline. Today, we're here to have fun, to do the electric slide, and to raise visibility about this awareness about this critical issue. But Wednesday, April 24th, a little over 10 days from now, a few blocks from here, the State Corporation Commission is going to hear Dominion's request to build this Brunswick plant. And we need all of you in that hearing at 10 a.m. to help us say no to more fossil fuels and electric slide to clean energy. Are you with me? All right.
Thank you so much, Philip. Let's hear it for all of our great speakers. Great. All right, folks. So thank you again. One really quick chant before we get going. I think most of you all know this. I'm going to ask, what do we want? And you're going to say, clean energy. I'm going to ask, when do we want it? And you're going to say, now. All right. What do we want? To electric slide to clean energy. Work yourselves into lines as much as you can. So
I'm the Vice Chair of the Virginia chapter. Today we had the electric slide to clean energy here in Richmond to convince Dominion Power that what we should be doing is investing in renewable energy and energy efficiency and not more natural gas plants.
Why today?
Why today? Well, we've got a hearing coming up with the State Corporation Commission, which is the utility regulators here in Virginia, and they are going to be looking at a proposal from Dominion Power to put up another gas plant. This is going to be the second of three that Dominion wants to build. And the problem, of course, is that we don't have any renewable energy in Virginia, and we are not on track to make the modest goals for energy efficiency that the legislature has established. So instead of building natural gas, we believe that Dominion should be committing to a program of energy efficiency and building some renewable energy.